Hi scrapbookers, this is Megan and I am back today with my fourth layout that I made using the Clique Kits kit from September 2015. And for this layout I participated in an online crop through the Pink Camera Facebook group, and if you don't know the Pink Camera and who they are, I will have links down below, but they are an awesome group and you will want to check them out. Okay, so here I am going to show you the challenge, and for this one it was a recipe challenge and I needed to pick 3 numbers or something like that. I don't remember what it was. So I picked stencil, paint, and one more, and now, oh, stamp. Those were the 3 numbers that I came up with. There was a certain way that Lisa, who was in charge of the crop, she's the one that is, I guess, the owner of the Pink Camera, you could say. It's her and Sandra, who is Oh Snap Gonzo. And she had come up with a fun little twist to doing a recipe challenge. And I thought it was so fun, and so I picked my 3 numbers. So here I am using this bubble stencil, which I did cut out using my Silhouette Cameo. I cut this out probably over a year ago, and I've used it a couple times, not too much. Here I am just using some yellow paint that I got from Jelly Bean Soup, and I did get that from the Clique kit. I believe that was in the May kit. I could be wrong though. So here I'm just going to put it on these 2 pages. This layout is going to be a 2-page layout, so you will have double the fun watching me do this. And this one is really, really simple. I just had these cute pictures. I had 8 pictures, and I wanted to keep the full 4x6 picture on all 8 of them. So that's why I decided to do a 2-page layout, and I'm not going to crop any of them down. So the pictures are going to take up a lot of real estate on these layouts. And I really, really love how it turned out. Okay, so I took a little break there for a second, so I apologize about that. I have no idea where I went off to, but here I am just going to dry the bubbles, or the paint, in the shape of bubbles, I guess. And that's going to take a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do, let's see, I don't quite remember. I made this a couple weeks ago, so I'm not really sure. So here I am trying to figure out where exactly I'm going to put what pictures, and because at this point I have no idea. I just don't even know what I'm going to do. And I do have all of these. I have a bunch of vertical pictures, and then I just have 2 horizontal pictures, and so that was kind of throwing me off, like, what am I going to do with these 2 horizontal ones, because they kind of won't fit. So here I cut off part of that striped paper, and I was thinking, well, I could put that to the left of the photos on that left page. So here I'm going to start gluing down these photos to the right of the page. And then I'm going to glue down, I think I'm going to cut that striped paper up a little bit more. There I marked where I wanted the end of the paper to go. Oh, I didn't cut it up, so I just decided to use that strip, and you can only see a little teeny tiny bit of it, which is okay with me. I wanted to make sure that you could see the paint, the stencils with the paint, and so I was okay with there only being a little bit of that striped paper showing. Here I'm going to realize, oh, I didn't leave enough room for the stencil, the paint, to be showing after the photos. And so what I did was I just decided to cut off part of that edge and then glue, like I'm going to glue the photos on there. Oh, I decided to use some washi tape and to tape that extra edge on there. And that was pretty clever, if I don't say so myself. I'm kind of surprised that I thought of that. And then of course I glued this striped paper a little bit too close because I wasn't using the photo and trying to figure everything out, perfectly. So sometimes you just have to do it that way and then correct yourself. Okay, so here is where I decide that I am going to just go with the flow and I am going to put these horizontal photos just right across that layout. I didn't want to waste the paper though, and so that's why I cut it all off. Here I'm going to put the photos on, and by this point I was thinking um, that the paint was all dry, but it wasn't, and you can see on that bottom right hand photo on the left side, on the left layout, sorry, it's getting a little confusing, that I got a little paint smudge and that's going to completely ruin the photo. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Okay, so here I'm just gluing those extra strips of paper there, and I realize, well, whoops, I didn't, leave enough room right under that picture of Brennan in the blue jacket. That's my middle son, Brennan. And so I'm like, well, crap, what am I going to do? And so here, I think what I'm doing right now is I'm going through my stamps. Yes. So I decided to pull out this tag that was from the Maggie Holmes. Is it Maggie Holmes? Well, it's the Craft Market collection. I don't know if Maggie Holmes did that one. I know it was by Crate Paper. And so I'm like, well, I'll use this tag. Then since I have to use a stamp, I can use this frame and I can just cut around because it was kind of like a doodled frame and I thought that was really cute. So I'm going to use this scratched piece of white paper and I'm just going to cut around the doodled edge. And I'm going to cut a lot of it out because it took forever. Oh my goodness. So you can see here I'm starting to do the fussy cutting and la la la. Okay, so now I'm back and I have fussy cut around that frame. And now I'm trying to figure out, oh no, I decided I wanted to use this stamp. It says choose happy. And so I was trying to figure out what color I wanted to do. And I wanted to stay with the yellow theme since the bubbles were yellow. So I decided to use this yellow and it is Canary, and that is by Close to My Heart. So I'm just going to place those two pieces down there on the bottom on that second page. And please excuse my cup there. My husband that night had decided to make us shakes, and so I apologize about that. Apparently I didn't leave it out of frame. My husband is really good at making shakes, and I recently bought some of those like big shake straws that are really, really nice to have when you like to put chocolate chips and things in your shake that don't like to be sucked up through the other teeny tiny straws. So it was really fun to use those. I think that was probably the first time we used them. Anyway, sorry. Long story that you really don't care about. So here I am using some, who is it from? It's Tim Holtz paper. I think it's paper twine is what it is, and it's just blue and white, and I just kind of wrapped it around my finger a couple times and then used a glue Zot to glue it down. And then I'm also going to pull out my enamel dots, which I do make at home, and I'm going to pull out a big yellow one and then two small yellow ones, and I'm going to glue those right there. Now this layout took me only 59 minutes, I think, which is kind of amazing because a normal layout that's just one page can usually take me an hour. Oh, that's my husband being funny, saying hello to you guys. So yeah. Yeah, but anyway, so it only took me an hour to make, and I was like, holy crap. Like, I mean, it was an easier layout. There wasn't really too much going on. I didn't have to cut down the photos or anything. So it was a little easy for a 2-page layout. So here I decided to put some more enamel dots up there by those photos, and then here is where I'm going to completely ruin this photo because I have this stuff called undo. And I was like, oh, I should use this to try to get that paint off of that photo. And then you can see I just completely scratched my photo because instead of using the tissue, I used my nail and I totally did not mean to. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And then I'm going to even make it even worse than that. If you think that that's bad, oh, believe me, it's not. You'll see in the pictures. Oh my goodness, it gets even worse. So I'm going to have to just print off that picture again. Yeah. So here I decide to use this little piece of the branding strip that says Hello Lovely. And some of the papers from this kit, in this kit, were from the Cocoa Vanilla Hello Lovely collection. And it was a really, really pretty collection. I really loved it. But again, I have boys, and so I don't really scrap. Like, I don't know. I had a hard time working with this kit, which is, I think I'm only going to get about 5 layouts done. That's all I've done, and it's already close to the end of the month of October. So I don't know that I'm going to get any more layouts done with this, but we'll see. So I put some more enamel dots over on that left-hand side, and then now I think what I'm going to do is start working on the title. And I have this really cute alpha set from Close to My Heart, and I don't remember what it's called, but it is actually, you can't even buy it anymore. It just went into retirement or whatever you call it. So here I'm going to have my title be Bubble Love. And the only bad thing about using stamps like this is that if you want to use the letter in the word more than once, like in the word bubble, I need to use the B like 3 times. Like I wish it was kind of like having thickers. Like I would have multiple letters so that I could do multiple letters at the same time, if that makes sense. Because that's why I really, really like these kinds of stamps, because I could spell out the whole word and then just stamp it once. But the downfall is that you only have one of each letter. So I wasn't able to just stamp out this whole word. And because of that, I think that the word was a little bit, it ended up being a little bit crooked. Because I stamped out BLE, which was the end, and then I did these next ones, I did them separately. And so it kind of didn't turn out that straight, but you know, hey, bubbles are fun, so life is fun, so it's all good. Okay, so here I am stamping out the word love, and I'm going to put that on the other side of this spread. And now I'm just going to clean this up and put it away. I'm trying to be better about putting stuff away as I'm going. It doesn't always happen that way, but sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. Okay, so here I am pretty happy with this. So this is where I decide, I need to take this photo off, and then I'm like, no, okay, whatever. I'm just going to stick it on. I'm going to, oops, I'm sorry. I'm going to stamp the date, which was June 6th, 2008, and I'm going to use my Project Life little rotary date stamp for that. Then I'm going to, let's see, I think next I'm going to pull out some journaling pins. Oh, I decided to use this one. This is, I think it's just from Zig or whatever, and I'm going to use that. And I decide that I want to test my journaling and make sure that I am going to just write my journaling all along that bottom left-hand corner, because I don't know about you, but when I try to journal on a layout, it never works. I don't know why I continue trying to do it, because it just never looks good. I hate my handwriting, and like I always underestimate the space, or I overestimate the space, or something like that. So this time I wanted this layout to look really nice. I decided to write it all out and then kind of place it on the layout where I wanted it to go exactly. And it worked out awesome. I am so happy with the placement of the journaling on this layout, which like never happens, like I said. So here now I'm actually going to do the writing on the layout. And so that's going to take a little bit of time. I'll read it to you, I guess, since we have some time. So I just write, let's see. So it says, Jonas and Brennan loved to play with bubbles all the time. we decided to go play outside on this nice May day, which was not May, it was June. So, whoops. Anyway, I love these photos we captured and the expressions on their faces. And then, so over on this other side, I wanted there to be a little bit of journaling as well. So I just wrote, these are the moments I want to remember forever. And that is it. That's the end of my layout. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And I will be back in a couple days with another layout from this kit. Thanks for watching. Bye.